Ah, what a time to be alive. So, welcome to another Necro live stream. I know you guys are super excited because I know that I am. And so, in the interest of time, what we'll do is we'll kind of just wait. Wait for the people to show up because, man, do we have a lot of stuff to cover. And by a lot, I mean one person specifically. Because, let's be real, the people that we usually cover, they're not very smart individuals, especially when you look at what they're into, which is the Super Smash Brothers game, by Nintendo. So today we get to cover that a little bit. And also, if you guys aren't already, I guess I can do a shameless plug segment. That should be fine, right? The shameless plug segment is that you guys can hit the join button so you can get special emotes and then also member only streams and the whole thing I actually don't remember. So those are things that you can get with your join button membership, which I guess I should probably make a cool name for, huh? Now, today we have a fun video. And by fun, I mean probably you're going to want to pull your eyes out. It's going to be one of those videos. So, it is called Someone Created Jiggle Physics Mod for Smash, and it's stupid. Huh. And if you're wondering how smart this individual was, sorry to alert you, but they're not very smart whatsoever. They're a person that obviously plays Smash Brothers, the video game, and this is their attempt to show you how not creepy they are, which is usually a sign that you're pretty creepy.
All right, everybody, Hugs here. I'm doing something different today. Instead of streaming, I'm just recording it straight to YouTube. But I wanted to talk about something that's been going on for the last couple weeks, relating to Pyra and Mythra, the new Smash Bros. Characters that Nintendo announced a while ago. I guess I'll start by explaining what happened. So Nintendo announced two new characters for Smash Bros., Pyra and Mythra from Xenoblade. Well, just to put it frankly, they gave them really big breasts.
This man is afraid of big boobies already. Off the start, off the fucking jump, if you will. Well, are already demonetized anyways. Off the jump, this guy's already said they have big breast. And for some reason, it's really weird to me that the Smash players hate boobs. I mean, if anything, having big jiggle physics in their video game is probably more of a good thing than it is the bad thing. If we're just being real about it, because Smash players don't really have the best track record of, dealing with people that have boobs.
Right? Which is totally normal, or it's like an okay thing to do because that's just how some body types are, and that's okay. Some content creators made a whole lot of jokes about it, or they focused heavily on the breasts and then made like distasteful thumbnails or
Distasteful thumbnails? What does that even mean? Is it distasteful because it has arrows pointing at it? I mean, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I'm not that stuck up my own ass about it. And also, Mad Beast Yeti with the 10 Canadian dollars, which means it's probably like $8. But it says Necro is a Smash player, if you didn't know. I actually haven't played Smash Brothers in it's been like a year. Holy shit.
different things like that. So there's a lot of controversy about it. Some people were upset, and reasonably so.
Wait, people were upset? I don't think anybody was. Well, okay, well, let me rephrase. The special people on Twitter.com were upset, but the regular people like you and I think we were pretty okay with the inclusion of Jiggle Physics mods.
So then, said content creators, at least the ones that I know of, apologized for it, kind of deleted the videos, and just took a more mature approach to it. And I'll explain the reasons why people were upset a little later in the video.
Oh, by the way, it's a 13, well, technically a 14-minute video if you really want to get into the meat of it.
And now someone has made a mod with the two characters having jiggle boob physics.
Does he know that boobs jiggle when they move? Or maybe it's because he's had so much time around the small breasts of the world that he may not know that.
I'll hide the Twitter name just because I'm not really trying to witch hunt someone, but
By the way, he's not going to be witch hunting anyone because no one is really buying into his bullshit. So allow me to do the due diligence for him. So if you guys really wanted to know who the person is that made the jiggle physics, it's very simple to see. It was this gentleman here, which is a Mudkip, or Real Mad Max 1960. Great guy, by the way. He gave Pyra and Mithra exaggerated jiggle physics, which he showcased in a video, and he also provided the link to it. So if you have a totally legit copy of Super Smash Brothers, then you can download the game mod, and it's literally it. It doesn't do too much else other than it just exists. And apparently this upsets the Smash players because you can't have jiggle physics in their video game. That would be pretty creepy. Not the fact that they might inappropriately talk to children.
this is what they did. They just added jiggle physics. They modded Smash Ultimate and they added jiggle physics to the boobs because that's totally necessary, right? That's
Yes.
something that we need to do. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that and like what's stupid about it. So
Spoiler alert, there's nothing stupid about it.
what's wrong with it? The first thing is that we actually do need to just stop objectifying women.
They're not real. I don't understand why everybody's like, we don't stop objectifying women. Well, first of all, they're not real. They are fictional characters in a video game. They don't have rights. That's why they're being beat up by a piranha plant. Does that actually happen in the real life? I don't think so.
Straight up. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, you know, it's not a real woman. It's a 2D woman.
Yeah, that's a very astute observation, yes.
So who cares? What's the big deal? Well, let me break this down for you in a super simple way. This handles that argument just very simply. Basically, it's not as easy as just telling someone, hey, just stop objectifying women. And then they're like, okay, cool. The problem is that we have a culture that supports that sort of thing.
Oh, jeez. We have a culture that supports this kind of thing. What is his culture? Is his culture where they talk to underage kids? I mean, sure, we can keep using the same joke, but there's about 50 of them because there's been a lot of outings as the Smash players have always just kind of been interested in the low number of. Don't worry about it. I can't say it on stream.
Culture that has been cultivated over decades, if not centuries, etc. All kinds of things go into it, but what I mean by culture is that like you got your like shows in the 50s and TV shows in the 60s where it was just totally cool for the men on the shows to ogle the women.
What about the women that ogle the men? Did he forget that Sex and the City is a television show? It used to be on HBO. Did he forget?
And objectify them and just look them up and down, and then it was just kind of funny or they thought it was great, and like you're just thinking, well, it's a TV show or it's just fiction. But the thing is, the more of that kind of stuff comes out in our media, the more it propagates the idea that it's okay to do in real life. And
did you guys know that the anime that you watch can actually affect you in the real life? I know, it's crazy, right? It's almost like it's a load of shit. So let's take his example of things that happen in real life, because he was talking about how women are the most objectified, right? And how this doesn't happen to any of the other characters. This doesn't happen to anyone else on the face of the earth on the Smash Brothers game. And we need to make sure that we stop those angry chuds on the internet from objectifying them, right? Well, let me go ahead and show you Exhibit A here, which is from a tweet that was quote tweeted, obviously, but it's Smash Twitter. Ew, look at the boys thirsting over Pirate Titty. Gross emote. What is it called? Nauseated face. Also Smash Twitter. They see Sephiroth shirtless, and some of them even campaign to have a Sephiroth like floppy dick mod. So And by the way, this person Ren down here, I know you probably can't see it, resolution and whatnot. Ren it's like Bailiff, but it's like a V where between the L and the T. They were actually on Twitter just yesterday and the day before talking about how the Jiggle physics were awful and you shouldn't be objectifying women, but has the audacity of this bitch to post about Sephiroth cock. It's almost like these people don't know what they're talking about, and they always want to be hypocritical to such a degree. It's truly incredible and inspiring.
And nobody can sit here and tell me that the objectification of women doesn't happen in real life.
This is a fucking video game.
We all know that it does. It happens, right?
Yeah, well, men also get objectified. Did he forget what happened when the movies like Twilight and 50 Shades of Grey came out? The two best examples, the two only examples. Did he forget that those were where men got objectified? Oh, that's right.
But you can't separate that from what happens in works of fiction.
That's because it's called fiction. That means it's not real.
They're all connected.
Oh, jeez. When I first started this video, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I was like, maybe he's going to talk a lot about how the Smash players need to defend themselves, but it's become more about something that he doesn't know about. I don't know.
The fact that our media is constantly okay with this sort of thing is what promotes that objectification in real life, right?
So what happens if a woman feels like she is strong enough on her own? Like, let's assume something for a second, because you know what assuming does if you don't do it the right way, obviously. But the thing about assuming this is that we look at media in such a way that we can determine what is real and what is not real, which is why it's kind of a weird slippery slope when you say, I agree to this Sephiroth dick mod, but I don't agree with this Jiggle physics mod. And of course, I don't think anyone in the real world is going to be running around and pulling swords out of their chest and fighting people with it, shooting beams out of their fucking neck. I don't think that those things are going to happen. So if media is supposed to be a reflection of real life, sure, in some regard, people write stories about anything that they want. But when it comes to Jiggle physics in a video game that you don't have to install, I then begin to question what your train of thought here is.
Right. So to say that, oh, this is just a character in a video game, it doesn't mean that it happens in real life. No, bullshit. We've already seen it happen in real life because of the culture that's been created through all sorts of media that ends up making it okay.
Okay, so what about the Smash players? What have they done for their culture? Have they started to ID verify everyone? Have they stopped DMing kids to send them pictures of their butthole? I mean, I would really like to know where the line is. I wish there were examples. He won't give us any examples.
Right. So that's an easy response to that. Another thing I wanted to add was that some people have the argument that, oh, they're just appreciating a certain body type by doing this. In regards to body types, I don't think there's no body type that's like wrong, right? People come in all shapes and sizes, and
he's trying really hard to not step on more eggshells than he's already stepped on. So it's just funny to kind of hear the leaps of logic here. So don't mind me, I'm just really taking it all in.
If Nintendo chose to make a woman with big breasts in their game, then that isn't a window for the community to just be like, holy crap, like, look at those breasts, that's all I care about, and I want to objectify that and all that. It's...
wait. I have to take a second. Okay, let me go back for a second, or the 5 seconds that it gives me. And I kind of just, when I heard it, I was like, are we really doing this? Do people in the real life talk like this?
Look at those breasts, that's all I care about, and I want to objectify that and all that.
I want to... Okay. You know what? I was thinking, like, man, maybe today I should probably do some drinking, but at this point, I don't think I need to. This dude said, man, I see those breasts and I want to objectify that. Who talks like this?
It's it's like just kind of be a decent person and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, they gave this person big boobs, fine, move along, right?
That's what you should be. What? Wait a minute.
Okay, yeah, they gave this person big boobs, fine, move along, right? Like why make that like a crazy focus? It's a thing I talk about on stream.
Wait, so he's just gonna skip over that, I guess. Okay, well, allow me to go ahead and retort. If he knows that people don't really care about it and they want to move along, then why is he here making this video? I mean, I assume it's because he really likes the females, but I've always been proven wrong by Smash players before. So again, regular people don't talk like, man, I want to objectify that. They just they don't really care. If I saw the Jiggle physics mod and I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And then I proceeded on my day to don't worry about what I did. I was attempting to make video, but I'm actually stuck at a part. I'll tell you about it later. But I went on about my day because it doesn't really bother me, and if it bothers someone else, I guess so. And that's how we ended up with uh what's his name again? Hugs 86. That's how we ended up with him making a video. But again, if we want to talk about how people generally get caught doing thing, he's definitely one of the people that is not helping the Smash community. I think having big Jiggle physics in Smash is a good thing for the Smash community, because so many times before they've been caught for lack of breast, and it's not in the video game.
A lot, which I joke about here and there, about not yucking people's yums, and the phrase is
Wait, what the fuck does that mean? Yucking their yums? I'm sorry, maybe I'm just too much of a boomer to really get it, but is that an expression that we just use?
a silly phrase meant to say like, hey, whatever you're into, as long as it doesn't harm other people, then go for it, right?
Yeah, no, the mod's not harming people.
Obviously, there are things that I don't care if it's just your thing. If it's harmful to people, like pedophilia, then
Whoa, okay. Okay, hang on. All right, chat. I have to go back. I have to go like 10 seconds back.
harm other people, then go for it, right? Obviously, there are things that I don't care if it's just your thing. If it's harmful to people, like pedophilia, then fuck that, right?
There's something I don't get. And he says that he wants to to live and let live, unless it's pedophilia, which is true. But then he says this shit about like how it's kind of like the same thing. It's not. If you're a pedophile or you're grooming kids, you don't deserve a platform. Sorry, that's a thing that I will say on the internet very openly. Don't do that. The thing about this is that anime titties in your video game is not the same thing as interacting or dealing with children in real life. Those people they're not harming people. They are harming real life children. This is nothing close to the same thing.
You don't get to do that. But other things like if you're into hentai, okay.
Oh boy, we know that this dude does. Sorry, you know what? I was gonna be rude. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it on stream. Just know if you know.
Fine. Some people's yums does border on the kind of weird. It's like right on the edge of actually being harmful towards people, right? And even that stuff, like you could enjoy it in the privacy of your own room, right? Like
That's what the mod is for. Does he not know that people are playing the mod in their own place of sleep? Probably. they're not. Jeez. Okay.
Like you could even put it on a banner, right, on your Twitter account. There's ways in which you
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make the bold statement. I'm gonna make the bold claim that I think that Hugs has probably interacted with a 14-year-old. I don't think that that's too outlandish to say at this point. Sorry, that's how I see it.
know you have your things that you're into, and then there's ways that you either keep them to yourself or like put them out there on a case by case basis. Some are okay, some are not.
Like what?
I think one that is not okay, that kind of does cross that line, is making a fucking video game mod. Like,
Wait, that crosses. Okay, okay, hang on. Just follow with me for a second. Let's get the entire context of what he just said, so that way we're not taking him out of context. Because I feel like we just went from one leap of assumption to another. Just listen again.
either keep them to yourself or like put them out there on a case by case basis. Some are okay, some are not. I think one that is not okay, that kind of does cross that line, is making a fucking video game mod. Like, why do you have to make a video game mod specifically so that the boobs can jiggle?
Because boobs move in real life. And also, it was probably meant more as a joke. You know what? I'm not going to assume that guy made the mod because he was like, man, I'm so sex deprived, I can't live without titties jiggling in my face. He probably just made it as a joke. Now, you on the other hand, you guy, Hugs whatever 86, is that his name? Hugs 86, I assume he was born in the year 1986 because he's old enough to know the difference between whatever. It's not the same thing. How does this affect anyone? Guys, let me go ahead and just give you a hyperbole here. If you were to go out right now and buy Nier Automata for the PlayStation 4 console or any of those, or even the PC specifically, and you put any type of mod into the game, let's say you wanted to reduce the breast, does that immediately make you a what's the word I'm looking for? A bedtime haver? I don't think it does. That's the nice word that we're going to use for it because I'm already demonetized anyways. Does that make you a bedtime haver if you make a mod to reduce breast physics? It's like this dude playing Dead or Alive and saying, man, this game is great. Wish we could do without all of the fucking women in it. If anything, this comes off as more sexist than it does caring for the women people kind.
In the game, it makes no sense to me. Like, are you not playing Smash because you like playing the game of Smash?
People can mod their games to get enjoyment in the way that they see fit. So if I play Fallout and I want to shoot the shorter people, then I can do so. That's how I want to enjoy the game. If I turn on God mode, guess what? That's how I want to enjoy the game.
Tell me in what world that needs to turn into your fetish getting put out there. Like,
who said it was a fetish? Maybe someone wants something to laugh at.
Okay, you're into boob physics, then do that shit on your own. I don't know why you...
They are... Okay, this guy doesn't... He thinks that people are... He thinks people are going outside and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, man, I love boobs. Jiggle physics. And what the hell is this video?
You need to see this game that you play, this Smash Brothers, and then you need to morph it into a new version so that the boobs jiggle for your pleasure. It's just...
Yeah, I do things for my pleasure because looking at big anime titties is what gets me off. Okay, thanks.
That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. It's like you got your yums, and you're just allowing it to cross that line where you just have to broadcast it. You have to just...
Who's broadcasting it? If I download the mod, he wouldn't fucking know. If I downloaded the mod right this second, how in the world would he know unless I told him? I mean, I'm just relaying the information that he wants to put out there.
Just bring it into other places that... Bro, like, the game of Smash doesn't exist for that. And I
The game of Smash doesn't exist for you to message 14-year-olds, but here we are.
don't know why people feel the need to do that. And like I said, I guess it just might be your thing. Honestly, I think there's a lot of benefit of keeping some of that private.
Why does he assume that everyone that's downloading the mod is messaging him or DMing him saying, hey, I downloaded the mod. Hey, I downloaded the mod. Hey, do you want to see the mod? I recorded a video with the mod on it. When they're probably just like, oh, that's cool. And then they move along, and then he chose to be selectively outraged about it.
At least to some extent, right? If you're like into like ahegao and you got all kinds of hoodies and your
You know, I'm surprised he actually knows that word because that's a hentai word. But I'm not here to assume here, you know.
closet, well then if I really wanted to see those hoodies, I'd ask you, yo, let me see those hoodies, right?
So, okay. Sure, that's a weird equivalent, weird false equivalence here that we have going on, but I'll let him get through his stupid analogy.
But like it's when you put it out there to an extreme degree that like no one's really asking for it. It's like the edgier stuff that people are choosing to like put out there that I have a problem with.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and make a bold statement. The ahegao sweatshirt, the clothes that people wear, that it's not necessarily all hentai. I think some of them are from what I assume, because again, I'm a boomer, so you have to take everything that I say with a little bit of a grain of salt. But a lot of it's not really all that lewd, and there's no nipples on it, and I don't think that there's any vaginas being shown on that shirt or sweatshirt, I guess. So if he's getting mad about ahegao stuff, then why in the world is he bringing this up? Because, again, most of those people that wear those are usually at conventions. Very rarely are they ever seen outside in public. They're just funny faces that you see on the sweatshirt.
What makes this particular edgy is like, dude, let's be real here. Smash is a video game typically meant for children.
The game is rated T for teen.
It is a game people play for fun, and a lot of the audience is young, impressionable people.
Okay, well, they don't download the mod then. What is so hard to understand about this? The world is not supposed to be your parent. The internet is not supposed to be restricted because you think it needs to be. If you don't want to download the mod, then don't download it. It's really simple.
So why bring your boob jiggle fetish to that arena? Why do it there?
Because I want to and because I can.
Keep it in your fucking room, dude.
That's typically where games get played, is in the bedroom.
And like the main point, I think that comes up a lot is, and I think somebody even said it on one of the tweets. Let me actually pull that up.
Wow, this reminds me of a Bring Halo Back video. You guys remember that guy? Bring Halo Back actually made another video about how wrong he wasn't. Because, you know, when you have to cope that hard, you have to make a video talking about how wrong you weren't. That's what this is. This is the face of Cope. He doesn't know what his argument is. It's, I don't like things, so therefore it should probably just be banned or censored. So now he's going to look up tweets that will validate him.
Here we go. Okay. Disappointed to see so many people in the replies defending this like it's not super weird.
We cherry-picked that comment. And let me also point out that this is from his tweet. This is from his tweet because that's who they're replying to. Amazing cherry pick.
Weird's relative, but like I said, there are things that are just right on that borderline that I think need to be kept to yourself. But then it says, I'm guessing what they meant to say was, if it doesn't hurt anyone, let them be.
You know what? It would be probably pretty based if he said, if it does hurt someone, then let it be. Let them be. Sure, why not? At this point, people need to have their feelings hurt.
And then similar here. How is this annoying? And then they say, like, it's just people saying, like, oh, it's not bothering people. Here, like, it's not in the actual game. It's just a fucking mod. If you don't like it, if you don't want your kids to see it, don't download it.
Wow, seems like he's pretty clear cut and dry with it. I think that if you don't want your kids to engage with it, if you don't want to see it, Do as the man says and don't download it. Oh, that's crazy how that works. It's almost like you have the freedom of choice, but we pretend and we feign ignorance.
Okay. And you're saying, well, if you're not into it, don't download it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Here are the facts, right?
Okay, he's gonna spit some facts to us. I hope you're ready, chat. Let's get it ready.
If tournaments come back, do you actually think someone's not going to bring their modded Switch to a tournament with the boob physics?
You know what? I'm gonna let him get through this because I have a story to tell you.
To play it there in person, it's probably going to be a tournament setup, and the tournament organizer might not even realize that it's there, and so people are playing it, and then you might have some freaking like 22-year-olds like
22? That's oddly specific.
ogling or just laughing and cracking up.
Wait, so they're not masturbating furiously out in public? They're just laughing? That's incredible.
About it, and then like a girl is in the vicinity and she
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I was gonna let him finish this, but are we doing this? Are we use the children's shield, and now we're using the there might be women shield. Let's see what else he goes for. I can't wait.
she just sees all these dudes like just going nuts over this Jiggle physic mod that some dude decided to make for whatever reason.
Because he thought it was funny. Did you not hear the part where you said the 22-year-olds were laughing at it? That's probably why he made it.
And then now that girl has to feel uncomfortable because she has boobs, and then these people are ogling at that character. So what in her mind would make her think that they're not going to do the same thing with her? Maybe they won't show it, but
Wait, maybe they won't show it, but the video game character, they will. Well, again, Jack, the game is fictional, and Homegirl isn't getting ogled. No one's giving her the attention. So you're kind of ruining your own story, your own make-believe story that random person with a modded Switch is gonna make. Like, he's gonna bring it to the tourney, which, by the way, there's relatively a 1 to 1,000 when it comes to women being at a Smash tournament. I don't think that they're gonna really be there, but in this hypothetical story, sure, let's assume that they're gonna be.
what's the separation there? And if you really think that the world is so good at separating the fiction side from real people, then you're out of your mind. Like,
Well, right now you can see. Okay, you guys can see the attempts that he's trying to make to say how you can't distinguish between reality and fiction, because fiction and reality, they merge together. And this is the prime example. He says, well, some people can't do that. He's one of those people. He can't separate them because no one gives a shit. It's a video game.
like I said earlier, this type of thing already happens to real people, and it's because of the culture. So
Because of the culture, of course. Don't worry, if you guys missed the first part of the stream, just know that it's about culture. It's about the culture of objectifying women. I didn't realize that I said every day, man, I can't wait to objectify more anime characters. Wowee.
if this is happening at a real event, that's a way in which this could be harmful to people.
But it's literally not doing anything to anyone.
Let's say you're a woman in the community.
Very rare, but sure, let's go ahead. We're gonna take another hypothetical.
And just knowing that a ton of people are downloading this weirdo thing.
The weirdo thing? I thought you said that was a little extreme for the guy to say weirdo, but sure, here we are.
And enjoying it publicly and talking about it, and like, how do they feel knowing that there's that many members of the community who are just down to not play Smash the normal way, but to play Smash with the boob physics?
Does he know what happens at anime conventions? This was the story I was going to tell you earlier. Also, pick up okay, I'm going to mess this up because it's like, is it Nito dork? Listen, I should probably know the lingo, but I'm also pretty stupid. Don't mind me. Well, thank you for the membership. For the premium tier 1. All of the rules are premium. but it's okay. And also Mad Bichetti with the Canadian $10. You know what? He's right. We should ban all jiggle physics, even real life. No more jiggle physics in real life too. I agree. At this point, it's really scary to know that I could go to a random place in public and I could just be objectified somewhere. But the story I was going to tell you guys is I went to MechaCon back in 2019, and it was, obviously before the pandemic, if you will. And I remember going into the restroom, and obviously you guys know from my very manly voice that I might have something betwixt my legs. So I go into the restroom and I see this gentleman on the floor, and I said, he might be hungover or throwing up or something like that, because he probably was drinking a lot because there was alcohol there. And I had to about triple take a little bit because I didn't know exactly what I was looking at. And so I was then later informed that the man that was on the floor without any pants on was doing some very indecent acts at the anime convention. Well, there's children around, so are we going to give that guy the same lecture, or are we just going to talk about the fictional video game characters with bouncy boobies? You take the pick.
Because that's what they prefer. Like, you have to understand how that would make someone feel, someone who relates to those characters and
relates to an anime character? That's very strange. It's almost like they can't separate fiction from reality.
what you're making of them when you play it that way.
I hope he never finds. I think there's actually a thing that I can pull up for you, chat. It's very strange that he brings this up because he didn't want to name this person in particular, and that's perfectly fine. But let's go ahead and remember something else, that there are people, the reactionaries, the true reactionaries on Twitter.com that are doing all of the work for this. So this person saw the post from the guy about the exaggerated jiggle physics, and then they proceed to then at not just Nintendo of America, but Nintendo, Sakurai, and another thing like Nintendo VS, so that way they can DMCA this awful human for doing this. That's pretty strange. I thought they were a pretty welcoming community. Well, anyways, he made a twit longer, he or she, not here to assume, made a twit longer about what happened. And I bet you can probably imagine that they fully condemn all forms of pedophilia. Again, these are video game characters. By the way, they're not real. But again, this is, for some reason, pedophilia. I will issue a do not interact warning to minors out of their safety and mind. I thought that, I will seek professional help via counseling and personal introspection. I will ensure that any underage persons I interact with will not engage in behaviors considered not safe for work. Sometimes on the great website of Twitter.com, where my friend NECRO18 is, NECRO_18 is, you generally find that people like to out themselves for being weirdos, in the actual sense, because they usually groom people or they talk to children and whatever, and they somehow want to take the proper approach to tell you how bad your lifestyle is. But when it's about, video game characters, well, we gotta defend those.
So this whole thing, if you don't like it, don't download it. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit that I have to interact with this thing that I don't have to interact with. Very bold statement, Hugs. I agree.
Here's a big point that I also want to make. They're saying something like, okay, this is a common response. It's like, people were totally fine with like shirtless Shulk, shirtless Sephiroth with the 6-pack abs and all of that. Why?
Yeah, people were generally okay with it because, again, remember, they're video game characters. If I see a cosplayer, let's be real about a situation here. If I see a cosplayer who is doing a good what's a good one? If they're doing a good Tsubasa Kazunari cosplay, yeah, I might be a little inclined to stare for a bit, but I like things that are attractive and I like looking at them. Now, if I start harassing them, then that's something completely different, and then I should be held accountable for that. But video games?
Why is this such a big deal? I think I have a very easy way to explain that.
By very easy, he means very stupid.
Context matters a lot.
The self knowledge that he has, the way that he can examine the world is really just mind blowing.
Context matters a ton. There is a huge difference in the way that women are treated in society for their bodies versus men.
I can't wait to hear the spin.
And if women are constantly valued based on their bodies in society, or devalued because of their bodies in society, then promoting that kind of action in society is what makes that more wrong than doing it with a man.
By the way, I should probably point out, I haven't pulled up the tweet because I actually forgot it, but there is a tweet where someone was, it was one that Spooky quote tweeted actually. I might be able to bring it up for you, but it might take me a hot second. But there was a woman on twitter.com who decided for some reason to, I don't know, be a person and say something very, very stupid. Spooky actually showed me this because she was arguing with her, and I thought it was just the best damn thing I'd seen all day long. So there was a woman that went private after she felt the need to bring it up to the people, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I hope none of you ever interact with real women. And Spooky, obviously, a good friend of the channel, quote tweeted her. And the original post was also coming from a woman. If a guy I knew posted something like this, I would genuinely be uncomfortable around them. If you're a guy, please don't speak on what should make women uncomfortable and what shouldn't. And Spooky replied, as a fellow woman's, I don't know how you say that, I find it genuinely strange other women's are bothered by anime breast. And I agree. How are women this offended about something that people might find attractive? Maybe it's because they want men to find them attractive, but if they're not good looking by societal standards, as the guy claims, because it only works one way for him, then they immediately get called like an incel, or they get called just all the worst things that you can call them. Like, men have the same level of scrutiny put against them that women do. It's just that you probably only wanted to bring up the women, but what do I know?
Man is not necessarily valued by their body and by society.
They are. What if I told you that if a man is not well shaven, if they're not pretty enough, then they generally don't get that much money for their job. They're not seen as valuable to a member of society. I mean, that's just how it is. You have to be well groomed. Like, obviously, this guy's well groomed. I'm not trying to make the argument of, people being incels or whatever. It's just he's an attractive man, so he doesn't have to worry about someone like we'll just say me, for example, because I'm not the best looking either. But like, he has a leg up to get more attention than I do. But then again, I also carry myself with an amount of respect and decency that I don't have to go out of my way to be like this guy. I don't have to defend the women's because I know what I'm about.
The same way. So if you take a picture of shirtless Sephiroth and you talk about his abs being the sickest washboard abs that anybody has ever seen, it's a lot less hurtful.
How?
Because I'll say it as a man. I don't feel objectified.
I don't. Well, then what about the fucking women then? So he can say, I don't feel objectified. But if a woman says that they don't feel objectified, oh, no, sweetie. You're being objectified by this video game character. Get some self-fucking respect.
Ever, because society doesn't really do that to me.
Society doesn't do it to me, so therefore it's okay. Sorry, I'm twisting his words, chat. My apologies.
If society were to change, and it happens all the time, and I start to realize that people only value me for the way that I look, then of course eventually I'm going to have a problem with the type of culture that perpetuates that. So
culture again. Take another drink. Wait, we weren't doing a drinking game. Sorry, I'm just being an alcoholic. But again, he doesn't have to worry about it. Whereas we'll make up a scenario here. Whereas a person that doesn't look nearly as good as he does, because I know a couple of people that aren't exactly on the hot side of things. They don't get the same level of treatment. So he should at least acknowledge that. So if they need an outlet and Jiggle physics mods for their video game is a release for that, then have at it.
So you have to put yourself into the shoes of women and understand that this is the life that they live every single day.
Does he know that attractive men also get objectified? Wasn't that the entire thing? I just did a video on this. Did I? Did I make that video yet? I'm pretty sure I made that already. But it was like the 50 Shades of Grey thing where he Christian Grey is always getting objectified because of how he looks, and they don't really get to know him as a person. They don't know what makes him think and how he operates as a human, but they only see beautiful man. Henry Cavill, that's a good example. That's an excellent example. Thank you. Henry Cavill is an attractive man, but again, he gets objectified by women. So by his standards, by his logic, I mean, he could have a point if people were talking about Sephiroth abs.
So when they go online or they go to a community that's supposed to be an escape, just playing video games, right? And then people are still doing this. Even there, it's like there's no fucking escape. It's a shitty feeling.
Does he know that most people only install those mods for the safety of their own home? So if I install a mod for a game, I'm only going to play it here at home. Also, this thumbnail's kind of creepy.
And there's a big difference between people saying that about Sephiroth or Shulk versus doing it yet again on female characters.
So we can't shit on the male characters because they're just hot. They're not getting objectified. But those women, those fictional women, yeah, you bet your ass.
Right? So that's one big difference.
There's no difference. There's literally no difference.
And then the other part, when I say context matters, this is a big one. How about we understand that Smash went through a lot of shit in the summer in regards to sexual harassment.
Oh boy, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here that at least he has the balls to bring this up.
Sexual assault. And we need to realize that as a community, we probably need to be way better.
By the way, one of the people that was sexually assaulting children was actually a woman. And I'm not going to really make the case for NECRO because I don't know him like that. But NECRO is suspended on Twitch. He can't stream on Twitch. But the woman who did sexually assault a minor, sent lewd pictures to and interacted with, and was kind of hanging all over, she's not suspended from Twitch. She can still stream. And she's been streaming. So, if we really want to bring up objectification and the treatment of certain people in society, I mean, we can go down that road, but I don't think that we will.
If there's some kind of shitty standard that already exists that makes some of these things okay, we need to be better than that.
Having boobs in the game is literally a net benefit. Having jiggle physics is nothing but a net benefit at this point.
We need to get ahead of the curve because we already went through the consequences.
You guys haven't suffered enough consequences, my opinion. That's a me statement. I think that the Smash community, because I know I've been shitting on them a lot, especially in the first part of this, and even in the other stream that I did, but that's because they kind of need it. The same way that there probably is some pockets of the anime community that need it as well. But from a logistical standpoint, the Smash community, they're really batting 1,000 when it comes to interacting with minors.
Of the way we were behaving already. So why would we continue that behavior? We need
again, having boobies, having fully modeled women, fictional women still, having fully modeled women in a video game literally it's helping more than it's hurting, to be honest.
To be better, right? That maybe this is not the place to make a mod with jiggle physics on the boobs.
So it is kind of confirmed from this guy alone that they don't want they don't want boobies in their games. They want flat chest. Got it.
Of the characters, right? You see what I'm saying? That's probably where your head should be at.
Oh man, how could I have been so blind? I didn't realize that I needed to, not stare at the big bosoms of animated characters, but instead the flat ones. So that way I can interact with them in real life.
So yeah, just don't be dumb on the internet. Like,
Don't be dumb on the internet. By the way, this video was preloaded before it hit the 50% mark. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know that it's below the 50% mark now.
just all you need to do is think for more than like 2 seconds and stop with these like very bottom line basic arguments
Bottom line, basic arguments. What does that mean?
of like, oh, but you can't do it to guys, or oh, well, it's just a fictional character, it's not real people. Like, all of those arguments are trash. Like,
They're trash, but they make the most sense. Again, they're fictional and they don't have any rights. So if I commissioned, this is okay, you guys know I won't do this, but I will tell you that if I ever wanted to front the cash for this to happen, I could go out of my way to commission a picture of, well, actually I don't even really need to do all that much because TK kind of does it for me. So TK, the guy that drew this, he draws a lot of very special things. And if you don't know what I mean by special, just if you have a second, go to Pixiv and you'll see exactly what I mean. But he draws a lot of risque stuff, and I would say that it's even on the line of degenerate. But at the same point in time, they're fictional. I can have anything commissioned. I could have two characters from two completely different things interact with each other, and I can have one shoot one in the face. It doesn't matter because they're fictional.
it's just people that either truly just do not want to think one layer deeper, or being disingenuous and just love to be trolls online or be pieces of shit.
By the way, let me remind you that this is about a video game.
So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, clear that up. This video, if I end up monetizing it, it's just going to be to pay my editor, and then any extra I make, I'm going to...
Wait, so he's gonna monetize? Whatever. I don't even think this video is technically monetized, but I'm sure it probably will be. Because why would we let stupid guy get away with it?
donate to some kind of cause.
Donate to some kind of cause. What cause? The Traumatized Fictional Characters Association?
To fight against sexual assault.
Oh, let me remind you, chat, that this is about fictional characters in a video game getting a mod to have breast jiggle, the thing that happens in real life. That's what this is about.
And that sort of thing. So don't trip about this being like a cash grab, because
it kind of is.
it's not. I worry about that when I watch other content creators, so I just want to make sure I'm clear with...
This only works if you're not being a shithead, but, I'm just being rude at this point.
what my intentions are with this. Hopefully you liked it, and
No one liked this. Except for the Smash players, probably.
maybe even thought about some stuff with it. But yeah, stop being fucking weird.
Oh, this is magical. Okay, buddy, you win. Stop being fucking weird. Stop modding your games. You guys are literally being weird. I'm not gonna... I'll probably do it off stream, but I will rant about this guy later.
That's the bottom line. All right, see ya.
No, I don't fucking care. I don't care, dude. God, that was bewildering. I actually didn't know that it was going to be that bad. I actually thought that maybe we might have had a moment of clarification from the guy. Maybe he wasn't going to say something completely stupid, but he blew all my expectations out of the water because it got worse, as you could probably imagine. So here's the video again. Here's the thing. The likes and dislikes. Obviously, I left one because, boy, this is hard to watch. And then you can go down and you can always look at the... Wait, I have to read this one. Imagine a grown man sitting in front of his camera and recording himself complaining about boob physics in a video game. Just let that sink in. The ironic part in all of this is that even women on Twitter are saying that it's cool. He's telling women why they should feel uncomfortable and pats himself on the back afterwards because he's the knight in shining armor. What exactly must have transpired in your life that you're at this point? I agree, Top Keck. Thank you for the comment. The laws of physics objectify women. Bruh. From Distant Kingdom. I don't even know who that is. Again, it's can the guy not do this? Can he not do this? It's very simple. Don't stand up for the rights of fictional characters. I think that you'll go along a lot better not trying to defend the fictional characters in a video game. I don't know why, but for some reason, we have to have this guy tell us. And it blows my mind. I don't know, chat. That's pretty much all we really had. This was a fun video to watch, and I didn't want to make a whole video doing the thing. But if you want to know more about it, I'm sure he probably has some socials linked. Let's take a gander here. Oh geez, there's a lot happening. And I hope he watches this on stream at some point, because it would be absolutely hilarious. So, before I go, here is the guy's Twitter. Obviously, I can't use Twitter because I'm suspended, but you can see that this guy he's a blue check mark. God damn it. So the blue check marks are coming out in full force. Oh, here we go. Here's the thing. The amount of hate from animated profile pics in my mentions after yesterday's Pyra Mithra video is not surprising in the slightest. Scrolled through one of their profiles and in 3 minutes found them defending pedophilic and incestual animated content, LMAO. Like, this energy is exactly why I made the video. Let's see how it looked for him. This right here is when you kick in the you kick in the face of the people that you're like, does he know who plays the game? Does he know who plays Smash Brothers? Huh, that's weird. I thought he would be objectifying himself, but, you know, what am I to say? LOL, I promise you did not need to create this. This is the tweet that he referenced in his video. And then also made a video trying my best to explain what's stupid about the Pyra Mithra boob physics mod floating around Twitter. For full transparency, the video is monetized to pay my editor, and the rest will be donated to Rain, helping survivors through the This is such bullshit, and I'm sorry, it's just a me thing. I know I'm like going off on a tangent. Don't worry about it, chat. But as you can see, the response is here as golden as you think. Some of my mutuals, or former mutuals, because suspended again, a private party created optional content for themselves and others to download if they want, and I am going to make a long-winded argument about why I don't like it. Lol. You know, I'd hate to say it, but the reactionaries are kind of right. They understand that donating your money to a cause for real people while bitching about fictional ones is probably not the best look you can probably have. But I'm just kind of burning time at this point. If you really want the thread, I'll link it when this gets uploaded to the NECRO Archiver, which is where you can catch all the prior streams. I think I pretty much put all of them over there. Don't worry, if you're not there yet, I probably need to start linking that probably. Yeah, the purge got me on Twitter. What can I do? But I enjoyed sitting here talking to you guys about big anime titties. I know that you all are very pleased individuals because we love anime titties so much. I know, Twitch chat, we can't talk about this guy on Twitch because he's on Twitch. Unless his name is different. And I think it might be. But regardless, I always have fun talking to you guys. And we also had a new member. So if you guys haven't, you can become a member right now. Shameless plug segment. You guys know what it is. I don't need to go over it. It's right there in front of you. But again, I always have fun talking to all of you in chat. If I do another Twitch stream, I'm waiting until I get a thing. I can't say what it is just yet, but I'll link it. But I'll let you guys continue on with your lazy Sunday. and I'm probably gonna go ahead and get really fucking baked later. So, uh, thank you guys for the super chats from today from Mad Beast Jetty, and also for the membership from Naito. Is it? Listen, I'm gonna mess it up. From from Nito Dork, and of course we will always have another stream at some point, probably with someone else. But I want you guys to take care and make sure that you're retweeting a lot of anime titties for me.